Hey guys, Elizabeth Quinn here again with Elizabeth's Scenes and Scents. Welcome back to my channel. Please don't forget to check out my website, which is waftingwonderfulwax.scentsy.us, where I'm Liz Quinn, your star Scentsy consultant. So today what I have for you is kind of a second part video that goes with my special Always Get My Bar Promotion Club haul for November that I just showed you. But if you are new to Scentsy, and I have a really neat story to tell of a lady who loves vendor wax. And she had been talking to some of us in the YouTube community. And I asked her if I could give her a list of things that I would recommend because she's never, ever melted a Scentsy bar. And it was so much fun to be able to talk back and forth with her about things that I would recommend. And it is so exciting when someone launches into their Scentsy journey with the kind of club opportunities that we have right now. So I was thinking about that kind of customer specifically for this video. If you have never melted a Scentsy bar before, or you haven't been around in a long time, what would the ideal list, like a starter club, be, especially for the holidays? So I'm going to go over things that are available right now. Now, a lot of this will be the Always Get My Bar promotion, but some of it is just, if I was going to tell you what is Scentsy the best at for the holidays especially? Here are some lists, and I'm going to go through them and we'll talk about some stuff. So if I had a budget and I knew that I could only do maybe a dozen bars and I was going to start a club for the very first time, I'm considering catalog bars, I'm considering the Always Get My Bar promotion bars, I'm considering our LTO regular promotions, anything that's available that you can club right now. So my top 10, and of course being me, I ended up with an honorable mention, total of 12, which, you know, that's just how I am. And a lot of these are available on the website. So if you're watching this and you're like, I just don't want to do a club, you can do a 6-pack bundle and get 10% off on the bars, 2 6-pack bundles, but not every single one of these is going to be available just on the website. But the classic Scentsy's signature Christmas scent, of course, is Christmas Cottage. And how in the world could we talk about starting a club with the Ride or Dies unless we have Christmas Cottage? And I do not have every single one of these bars to show you. I've just got some other bars here for a different video. But this is raspberry, clove, some cinnamon, and some oranges. And for whatever reason, Scentsy is the only one that makes this profile of any candle company, any wax company I've ever been around. It is perfectly quintessential nostalgic holiday, and you just can't talk Christmas classics without that. Now, the next one that I put on this is going to be Iced Pine. Now, this is a green bar that this was the evergreen type scent for Scentsy for many, many years. And I think people kind of developed a grudge against it because it is so specifically pine forward. But Patricia Gates and I have always loved this, and I'm assuming hers is still in her club. I kicked mine out, silly girl, and then I got it back this year, and I'm not letting it go again. So this is just plain pine with a little kiss of peppermint, but there is something so satisfyingly old school about iced pine because it's not fir, it's not balsam, it's not spruce, it's not holly, it's not mistletoe, it's pine. And there's a nostalgia factor with that is so strong. Another one is going to be Very Merry Cranberry, which I've been burbling about for a month. But if you want the classic best Christmas cranberry from Scentsy, Very Merry Cranberry is simple, it's to the point, it's cranberry with a tiny bit of cedar, and it is just, it's so good. The next one's going to be Silver Bells. Now, thankfully, this has never retired, but I always throw it in my club at the end of the season because if they ever pull it, it's going to be just as sad as when I lost Cozy Fireside. This one is, again, very unique to Scentsy. So it has the caramelized pears, it has sugar, and then it has peppermint, which sounds weird. It is a symphony of beautiful, icy, holiday, Christmassy goodness. The next one's going to be Whiteout. Now, this is debatable, but when I was making this core classics list, I'm like, what did I want when I opened a Scentsy catalog 10 years ago? And Whiteout was a very pleasant surprise for me because many people would put Perfect Peppermint on this list. I just really hate strong peppermint, and personally, it's probably one that should be here because it never leaves the catalog and it is just perfectly pure, good performing peppermint. But for me, As a peppermint hater, white out with the pine and the golden delicious apple. It's not the strongest bar, but it is so Christmassy. And yesterday and today, I've got white out and iced pine going in my house in alternate warmers, and it is just, it's perfect. And it makes me feel like it's when I started melting Scentsy over a decade ago, and just tugs on the heartstrings. It's a core classic memory. The next one's going to be Polar Bear Hug. This used to be called Eskimo Kiss if you're returning to Scentsy after many years. So this has blackberry jam, it's got musk, it's got a wintry sweet body careness to it that's just as good as Silver Bells. I don't melt it as much, but you need to try it if you haven't. The next one's going to be Snowberry. Now this is one that is really interesting. Loganberry, strawberry, peppermint, and a tiny bit of cinnamon, but it doesn't smell pepperminty specifically. It's, again, unique to Scentsy. I haven't smelled this profile in other people's wax, and they pulled it from the catalog for one season and put it right back in. I think they found out that people were very unhappy when they couldn't get it, and that one really stretches into winter as much as it does Christmas, and it's worth trying because it's unique and a very good performer. Another one's going to be my beloved Cozy Fireside. Now, this is under the promotions tab right now, and you can get it as a brick. If there's one scent from Scentsy that Elizabeth Quinn loves, it's Cozy Fireside. Oh, you guys. It's ginger, it's glowing embers, it is everything Christmassy wrapped up in wax. It always tugs at my heartstrings. It is my Christmas Day absolute favorite scent, literally of all time, from Scentsy. Next one's going to be Clove and Cinnamon. This one's in the catalog, but it goes right there with Cozy Fireside. It is such a truly essence of Christmas scent, and I would have to put Cinnamon Bear with Clove and Cinnamon. That these are always in the fall winter catalog, and to me they're extremely Christmassy. Cinnamon Bear is pure cinnamon, Clove and Cinnamon is a mix of the two, but they're virtually the same emotional experience. It's just how pure do you want your cinnamon. Then Very Snowy Spruce would be what I would consider the last core classic. That this one got added a little later in my experience. I remember it being in November scent of the month, and people weren't sure about it when it came out because we've been used to iced pine. Do you guys remember this? If you melted Scentsy back then, you're like, this new kid on the block, this spruce and sap and amber and pine cones, like this is really fancy. I don't know. I think I want to go back to my old school pine. But it grew on people, and eventually we've all become addicted. And for many people, Very Snowy Spruce, that is just as definitive as Christmas Cottage for them with Scentsy. So then a couple more things that I would put in as old school and very nostalgic that for some people these will be core memory scents would be Central Park Pralines, which I just talked about in my last video. It's like this beautiful roasty, toasty nut and caramel kind of a smell. And it's the perfect baked goods making candies at Christmas smell. And then Marshmallow Mint was in the catalog for forever too, and that's a beautiful amber, mint, and marshmallow fluffy winter confection scent. So that would be my top 12. Now, other classics, I can't put them all in a very top video. If there are other absolute ride or dies that you remember from 10 to 15 years ago, please put them in the comments. Now I'm going to go over to more debatable, maybe a little less loosely held, not quite as typical, but really good scents that when they came out, either they were forgotten classics or they're newer. And for some people, these are going to be the kind of classic core scent that list was for me. At the top of that is Spiced Grapefruit, which I don't know when this came out, but it wasn't as consistent for me as a consumer as other scents. But Spiced Grapefruit's an oldie, and thankfully we have this in a brick right now too. And it's stinking gorgeous, you guys. It's so, so good. And if this isn't your bar and you miss, that's going to be in my spiced orange video. If you miss Wassail Wonderland, but you can do without the tree note, get yourself some Spiced Grapefruit. It'll be pretty much the same. Sugar Plum Berry. Now, the scents of the season for years recycled certain things that now they've decided that got a little boring. We always had Wassail Wonderland. We always had Blue Christmas. We always had Sugar Plum Berry. Those were always in there, and now they're not. So Sugar Plum Berry is available in the Always Get My Club promotion. It is a heavy, I've got that one here too, a super heavy, intense scent. Oh gosh. This takes you back. Like this is an antique Christmas smell, and so is Blue Christmas. I don't even know what's in here. Let's see if I can Google this. sugar plum berry. And Scentsy says, this is a jolly holiday brew of spiced citrus peels, evergreen berries, sugar plums, and cinnamon stick. It's deep, it's intense. This thing throws like a beast, like 1 cube in this room I'm in will do you for forever. And I wasn't sure I liked this when I started melting Scentsy, but it's become one of those heartstring tugging smells that over time and repetition of melting has become a nostalgic core memory classic for me. Spiced berries, which I just talked about. Ooh, I think I put that away. I talked about that in my last video. That's one that I think was that in the catalog, or was that a December scent of the month? Somebody who's old school, tell me, when did spiced berries show up? It's this wonderful incense and myrrh and berries classic. Christmas Eve, that's my bar. Cinnamon, pine cones, and balsam spice. Those are both currently available in our current catalog, but those are newer but very good core classic Christmas holiday smells. Cinnamon pine cones is cinnamon forward with a lot of tree and some pine cones, and then balsam spice is the balsam resinous tree forward with some spice and a little bit of charred cedar. Those are both to die for, and those are just in the catalog. They're easily accessible. No worries on when you can do what with that one, because that'll stay around until the catalog retires in March. But the next one, here's a bar. It's not my favorite, but a lot of people loved this, and it is now only in the Always Get My Bar promotion. That's going to be Arctic Kiss. This was a December scent of the month people lost their mind over. It's like a beautiful marshmallowy vanilla with honeydew and mint. It is very strong. It's very unique. And it's a good one. Then Frosted Vanilla, I had talked about in my last video. This is another one that people got super excited about, but then the popularity petered out. This is a birch and vanilla and woodsy smell that's got some mintiness. It is so good, even if you don't like mint. Like Frosted Vanilla for me is right up there with Whiteout, and it's a better performer. It's a little more interesting. Please try that. That is a new school classic from Scentsy. Holly Jolly Cider, and I do have that one here for the other video. This is available right now as a bar in our Always Get My Bar promotion. I think this is the first year that we had the tree style bricks. This is a beautiful apple and pine cider. I was melting this in the basement a couple weeks ago, and I'm like, I've got like a brick and a half of it, but I'm going to throw it in my quarterly because when I run out, I'm going to want more of that. That's a good one. Sweet orange and evergreen. Oh my gosh, be still my heart. I love evergreen, and I love smells that are basically Yankee dupes. If you like mistletoe from Yankee, please put sweet orange and evergreen into your club. Let me Google the notes on this. That one has stayed in my quarterly since it came out as a November scent of the month. Festive fresh cut evergreens decked with sweet oranges and warm cedarwood that invite you to a quintessential winter night. This one smells like greenery in a greenhouse. And when you go in to collect, your swags and your fresh wreaths to be able to decorate your house, which I usually do the outside right around Thanksgiving, boom, that is a tearjerker memory for me. And that little bit of orange, you guys, it's so good. You have to try it, please. Snow-Kissed Cranberry, which I talked about in my last video. A beautiful body care cranberry. That was another November scent of the month. I tend to like most of the November scents of the month. Now, one we can't get our hands on that I miss is Dazzling Pomegranate. One of, again, the few pomegranates that I really like. But, at some point, Scentsy's going to bring that out because pretty much everything that I've missed is here. So, no complaining here. Tinselberry. This one is so fun, and I just talked about it in the last video, and I just was able to sniff that for the first time in a long time. And it's going to be too far into here for me to grab it efficiently, right? Yeah, anyway, it's strawberry and cranberry and then cinnamon, and it's happy. Yes, it's strawberry. It's strawberry forward, but somehow they still make it work for Christmas. It's super, super fun. And then Dancing Sugar Plums. Oh, you guys, that's going to be in my Orange Spice and Everything Nice video next. And then I think I'm going to be done for today. But that is a sleeper. People don't realize it's so good. Dancing Sugar Plums has apple, it has the plum, and it's got gentle spices. If you still have either toasted apple butter, which you can get in this promotion right now, or the holy grail that nobody can get their hands on, apple butter frosting. Apple butter frosting and dancing sugar plums, alternate warmers, it'll blow your mind. Or St. Nickerdoodle, which is another one I wish they would have put in here. That's another holy grail. Those apple bakery scents that for whatever reason they're so stingy with and they won't put them in. St. Nickerdoodle and apple butter frosting, either of those with the dancing sugar plums, mind-blowing. Just do it if you've got them. Black Forest Pine. I haven't talked a lot about that, but I keep it in my club. That is, again, unlike the Sweet Orange and Evergreen, which to me is a really emotional connection to evergreens for Christmas, Black Forest Pine is a new school interpretation of a sophisticated pine smell. So it's like you took iced pine and gave it a complete makeover. So it has these peppered tangerine notes, smoked vanilla, and deep dark evergreens. It's moody. It pushes you into January. It's so good, though, and a good performer. Sleigh Rides in the catalog, that is one, if you really aren't an evergreen lover, try that one. That's going to have nice fir boughs, little hint of cranberry, which that would mix beautifully with Very Merry Cranberry, by the way, and a little bit of fresh air. It's a lighter evergreen scent. People love that. And then I've got Woolly Slippers and Bundle Up, and then a couple others, Snuggle Up and Marshmallow Mint. Yes, because I don't want to forget about the snuggly scents that are still kind of Christmassy. Yesterday, my older daughter cleaned her room and she threw some cubes of something or other in there. And I'm usually good about what somebody's melting, but the proliferation of wax for this month, I'm having more trouble pinpointing something without looking at it. And I went into her room and I'm like, what is that? I don't know. It's something sort of lavender, something sort of vanilla, but it also feels very wintry. What is it? And she's like, oh, it's light blue. So I went and dug around and sure enough, it was Snuggle Up, which I have a pile of, but I took it out of my club. I shoved it right back in. That is a bar people waited for years to get. It was in a BB&B recently. It's in this Always Get My Bar promotion. Just put one in. If you like jammy time at all, Snuggle Up is better. Like, for real. It's so good. And then Woolly Slippers is amazing. That's a lavender and marshmallow smell. Bundle Up is beautiful. That was last Christmas's cozy body care scent. Don't sleep on that. That's a good one. And, I mean, there are so many good bars. I need to go through all the fall bars. I need to go through all the summer bars. I can't. All I can tell you is that there is so much Scentsy goodness right now. Comb through very carefully that Always Get My Bar list before it's gone at the end of November, because there are so many things there. And Scentsy's whole premise of releasing that specific Always Get My Bar list was that these are scents people ask for. Now, there are some things on there I would debate that, but about 75 to 80% of this list, some of it I think they just had too much warehouse stock, but 75 to 80% of this list, these are the bars that people want because they're good. So just please make sure that you take advantage of this Always Get My Bar club promotion thing before it's gone, because this is now the 17th when I'm filming this. It'll be another week and a half, and then it'll be December, and you will have had to make your move by the 30th of November. And I am very sad that Gingerbread Hugs and Snowed In Sugar are already unavailable, and I, because I'm dumb, I accidentally cut my Autumn Adventure Snoopy bar, which I really wish I'd kept that. But wow, so many things. And some stuff that's in promotions that I also love. I love Rustic Lodge. I love the Frosted Eucalyptus. I love the Snowed In Flannel. The Sweet Tidings is excellent. So please enjoy your Scentsy while you can. And then for summer things, I went through some stuff at the end of the last video. I don't know why Pina Colada Cha-Cha, Cocoa Lime, Sun Castles, some of those, I would have thought they'd come back next spring. If that's your ride or die, throw them in. Rio Beach is available. Regular Beach is available. All of those I shoved into my quarterly club. Not Cocoa Lime. I have to choose. Am I going to do the Persian Lime and Sandalwood, which is amazing, or the Cocoa Lime? I've got to decide because I don't melt enough lime to warrant both of them, but they're both amazing. So this is me just celebrating the amazing things with Scentsy. And then there are a couple of bakery bars I didn't put on the list that I should have. Cozy Chai, that's one of my ride or dies. It's in my my quarterly. Vanilla Oud, that's a ride or die for me. Hollow Harvest is one that I just can't live without. That's an amazing fall bar. Everything Nice. That kind of takes pumpkin and praline and smushes them together, and it's deep and dark. Incredible. And I've done a couple other videos where I'm recommending, like, I want to recommend 2/3 of this list. So just get on, follow your gut. Sweet plum pastry is available. Stroopwafel Delight is available. I mean, it's amazing. So to every one of you that has started a club with me specifically, thank you so very much. And I'll end going back to the lady that's never tried Scentsy before. I cannot wait to hear what her thoughts are when she gets her club, because that was probably the most exciting thing that this opportunity has given me, is to talk to someone who's hardcore into vendor wax. And she chose to try Scentsy too. I hope it works out for her. You know who you are, that we've had a chat. And I love that this is allowing people to experience the best of Scentsy. Because I'll tell you what, 6 months ago, I wasn't sure if Scentsy was going in the toilet or coming back up. And I think we're coming back up, and I'm proud to represent it. So this is Liz Quinn, your, what are we supposed to be now? Fragrance consultant experts or something. Have an amazing day, guys. I'm just always going to be your star Scentsy consultant. I love you all. God bless. Enjoy your clubs. Bye-bye.